Yeah. That's right. You guys know the voice. Back with another episode of Atljreamteam. And on this episode, we'll actually take a look at a few guys that are active on UGA's roster that, without Kirby Smart, would have 100% been Alabama bound. But before we dive into any information, do me one solid favor just so I know that you don't hate me, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're liking the page, make sure you're commenting below, not only sending it to a friend but as well as a coworker, and let's help grow this page. Without your interaction, YouTube won't show me no love and no one else will see the video. Literally, all it takes is a few clicks to join the Dream Team. Now, the very first person we'll actually highlight is 6'3", 245-pound tight end Isaac Nada. Coming out of high school, Isaac Nada was a 2015 Family Insurance First Team All-Offense. That's right, first team in the entire country. To transferring from one powerhouse Buford High School to another in IMG Academy, Isaac was actually a U.S. Army All-American, unanimous 5-star, as well as the #1 tight end in the nation. Wow. I don't think the award stopped there. After an early enrollee, Isaac Nada was actually named the first team freshman All-American by ESPN, US Today, and Athlon Sports. Nada is still on the roster, and I'm hoping he comes back for an amazing senior season. The next player we'll actually shift our attention to is Mr. Myko Hartman. The 5'11", 169-pound quarterback was actually ranked the #1 athlete in the country, as well as the #2 player in the state of Georgia that year. Yeah, that's right, I said quarterback. We all see how elusive Myko is now with the ball in his hand. Imagine how dynamic he was in high school, touching the ball every play of the game. After his senior season, Myko was invited to the U.S. Army All-American game as well as the International Bowl, where he helped the United States beat Canada. Now, our third player is Mr. Tyler Simmons, who we all know was on sides. Sheesh. Tyler was a 5'11", 195-pound, 3-star wide receiver. Do not let those stars fool you, because Tyler was an Alabama commit. Tyler is a speed demon, and again, with that 5'11", 200-pound frame, he's damn near a running back that's playing wide receiver. After some success this year in the passing game, I fully expect Tyler Simmons to come back for a senior year and build on top of that resume. So now we roll over to our next recruiting class, where we signed our prize quarterback, Jake Fromm. I know this wasn't easy for Kirby because, well, Jake Fromm was actually an Alabama commit. Yeah, imagine us playing against Jake Fromm right now. Wow. I'm not sure if it was so much that he wanted to go to Bama versus Jake being the competitor, Jake wanting to win, and Jake wanting to compete with the best. And pretty much once the Fromm family heard Kirby Smart had got the job at Georgia, well, Jake knew he was staying home. Jake Fromm fell all of 261 yards shy of Deshaun Watson's Georgia high school passing record. I don't think that I mentioned the fact that Jake Fromm was dealing with a shoulder injury all season long that caused him to miss some time. It also caused his team to miss the playoffs as well. That record would have definitely been broken by Jake Fromm. Staying with this 2017 recruiting class, we take a look at my guy Robert Beal. At 6'3", a little over 215 pounds, during his senior year in high school, Robert Beal ranked as the #2 defensive end in the country, the #3 prospect in Georgia before he transferred to IMG Academy, as well as an Under Armour All-American. With guys like Dalvin Bellamy, Lorenzo Carter graduated, it opens up a slot for Robert Beal, and I know he's going to take advantage of every opportunity. And although he's still working with the scout team, we're starting to see him get some strong minutes with the first team defense. Continuing on our defensive side, we'll take a look at 6'4", 235-pound linebacker Walter Grant. Unlike a lot of these UGA players, Walter didn't transfer to the bigger school, nor did he attend those big camps. Walter decided to stay home in Cairo and focus on his team. He was a mystery to a lot of the industry, well, except Georgia and Alabama, that is. They knew who Walter was, and they made sure they recruited him as hard as possible. In his senior season, Walter was the 2016 AJC 4A Player of the Year as well as the Defensive Player of the Year. Went crazy. And after seeing the success Kirby had with Minkah Fitzpatrick, he wanted length and athleticism all over his defense. Having a 6'2", 205-pound defensive back right up the street at Grayson High School, Kirby had to recruit Deangelo Gibbs as hard as possible. After a crazy junior year that left Deangelo Gibbs as the #1 cornerback in the nation, he transferred to Grayson High School. After making a sacrifice for his new team and moving to safety, Deangelo was still a 5-star recruit, #2 athlete in the country, #1 player in the state of Georgia, and he was now ranked the #4 safety in the country. And in the midst of Deangelo's senior season, he was actually voted to the AJC Super 11, All-State 7A All-Defensive Team, as well as an Under Armour All-American. And without a doubt, I would 100% say he fits the mold of defensive back that Kirby Smart is looking for. Deangelo's freshman season was actually cut short by injury, and as of now, he's sitting behind older cousin, blood cousin, JREAM. Deangelo is only a sophomore right now, but I expect when his time is called, he will be ready. Now going to the offensive side, and our last guy of this 2016 signing class is Mr. Natori Johnson. Coming out of Cedar Grove High School, Natori was 6'4", 341 pounds, but he was a super athlete. Along with being voted to the U.S. Army All-American game, Natori was also an AJC All-Offense 3A First Team, 2016 Georgia Sports Writers Association First Team, as well as helped Cedar Grove to their very first state championship. And if being the 4th ranked offensive guard in your class isn't good enough, well, it's not his fault. Georgia just has recruited crazy on their offensive line, and they actually pushed Natori over to the defensive line. But nevertheless, definitely happy he's a dog, and we look forward to seeing him in the future. And as stated before, without Kirby Smart, about 85% of this picture would have been in Alabama, Auburn, Ohio State, pretty much anywhere but Georgia.